Hey everyone. Hopefully I don't get. That's from remember that movie The Mask with Jim Carrey? That's called The Royal Crown Review. 221 222. Elevation. Funny, I pulled stop talking and I started the video with no words out of my mouth anyhow. I was actually going to share some music from they're very close, they're friends of mine too, like family to me, special musicians to my heart. Fishbone. So I think I'm gonna probably play a little. I don't think they'll mind. I didn't personally ask them yet, but I don't think that they'll mind too much, especially with the pandemic, if I share a little of their awesome high vibrational tunes to share with you guys, because they're just a lot of fun. And if you don't know who they are, look them up, because if you want to laugh and you want to have something to move to, they're very unique. They've paved the way for many musicians and many others, and like I said, they're super special to me. So responsibility, I like to be responsible and not overstep bounds or anything. But again, like I said, I don't think they'll mind if I share something. So maybe at the end of the video, I'll throw one of their tunes on, or on an impromptu moment. Forgiveness. What good cards. So Elevation says, you are making the conscious decision to raise your vibration of love. The love doctor has arrived. And forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love. The power of love. In order to release past hurts. Super importante. For freedom. We need to free our minds, and the rest will follow. Be colorblind. Remember that song? Don't be so shallow. Don't mind my voice either. All right. Let's see. Freedom. You are now releasing, letting go. Let it go. Release, that word just bothers me because it makes me think of fishing, and it's like catch and release. Catch and release. So I like to change it, to letting go if necessary. Sometimes not, because sometimes it's okay that we don't mind the catch and release thing. But so just as a conscious aware being, 519, little things I pay attention to, such as okay, so etymology, frequency, vibration, form, the words we use, how we use them, the thoughts we think, etc. So something subtle I've noticed, subtle body. And if you're on here, you're probably hopefully aware that. Well, maybe not, because I haven't really been on here, so maybe not. Like I would have liked to have been, or should be, I guess, But anyhow, point being, so little subtle body things, so the emotional body or the energetic body, or when we're using words and we affect another body, with our thoughts or with our speech, or if we're listening and processing and accepting certain information, and then having thoughts and feelings regarding that, so that all goes into the pot, so to speak, because truly we're all connected in one big snow globe. you know, like those water globes. Everything is, we're all breathing, and right, the connection, anyhow, with everything, is one, right? The air that, like, what was I listening to? Sadhguru. I woke up listening to him this morning, and I enjoy him sometimes, especially in the morning. He's nice and calm, and he was speaking of how, right, it's like, right, the air that we breathe out, the trees breathe in, and what they breathe out, we're breathing in, right? So we're in a symbiotic relationship with one another. So when we really process that thought, right, I am you and you are me, and in order to be, we both must breathe, right? That just came out. That was cutie little nursery rhymey. Rhyming time. So, straight from the vine. Oh, my tea. So, anyhow, what I was referring to, though, was the words that we use and how we use them. So, as I've gone through my process and my journey, and I still screw up all the time, and laugh at myself all the time, and but so an example, as far as like, right, so if I'm walking by somebody and I'm not willing to stop and have an interactive conversation with them, right? So I'm not the biggest jerk in the world, because most of us are so unaware we even do this, right? Which we all do. And so the word hello with two L's, hello, right? Hello is hell, and within a circle, so it keeps you in hell, in that vibration, so to speak, which is different too, right? There's the goddess Hel, Hel with one L, right? I'm very connected with such natures, and which is different, and but no, just different vibrations of different forms of consciousness and emotions, right? And like bubbles, like comic bubbles. So that's one thing. So I try to, for a long time, I've always just used like, what's happening here? Hey you, or hi. I try to not really say hello or good morning, right? Good, and then morning is like when we're mourning if someone's sad. And I do believe there's another meaning to that word, an ancient, like an older root meaning. I'll look that up. But right, so good and then morning cancels each other out, so it just leaves you at a neutral. So little subtle vibrational tones and words that we speak, think, etc., we're forming and we're reforming all the little molecular structural atoms within our bodies, like the little snowflakes. Each atom, right, has its own little molecular structure. So the vibrations that, because we're a saltwater body, and that conducts electricity. So the emotions that we're having, right, energy in motion that travels up our body, up our vessel, our ship, right, our vessel too, meaning we have blood vessels, and it's like a ship, like a vessel. This is my ship, my land, my tree of life, my 5-pointed star, like Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. And there's many other, there's so many interpretations to things. So many interpretations. So when we get so stuck, that's the song I'm going to play. Unstuck by Fishbone. 11:11. So yeah, getting unstuck, right? Because like, yeah, stepping in shit, having shit toilet paper stuck to our shoe. Constantly. And these color little dice, so, and they're of the houses and the signs and the planets. Let me do that again because I knocked it. 7, Uranus in Libra. So Uranus in Libra in the 7th house. In the 7th house. That's the energy. I gotta look that up because I'm not very, I know, well, Uranus all day. It's been, since I woke up here this morning, there's been like, well, it's been pretty quiet now. It's raining and shit here right now. And, which is nice, and I love the rain. And, but this morning woke up to some, I'll say little nuclear bombs going off, just meaning explosions with like people and what have you in relationships, which is really what that virus and all that means. Virus is always dormant within our DNA, within our atoms, going back to the atoms. So our atoms have specific molecular structure, right? They look like little snowflakes. So when we're thinking, there's a scientist, or a physician, is he a scientist, physician? What's his name? Look up the shapes of water and vibrations of water. They've done it with sand and with different, water. When you say different words, it changes the shape. It shows you the different shape. I'm having a hard time talking properly today, which is nothing new. And it really has an effect, right? That's what changes the, again, molecular structure within our vessel, which causes dis-ease if we're not balancing out those chakras and playing around and joking around and laughing and clearing out all the junk, right? Junk DNA, just the junk shit that we don't need. It's like defragmenting. So getting rid of what no longer serves us. That's really the death and rebirth cycle. That's what it really represents. And none of us have to get sick, because the only reason for dis-ease is discord, right? It's like an out-of-tune violin, out-of-tune instrument. When we're out of tune, it's not like we're the worst person in the world. We're not the worst being. We're just motherfucking out of tune, right? So we just need to find where we have blocks in our emotional body, or where we have chaotic pattern of thinking, right? It's like to find, right, where does our mind travel, especially when we get triggered, to start recognizing and paying more attention to when we get triggered, which word triggers us, which people trigger us. And to be, I know I pulled the grateful card, be effing grateful, be fucking grateful. Because the people that piss us off teach us the greatest lessons, right? Of where we need to work on ourselves, or where we're allowing people to walk all over us. And that's really important to know. And you are. You are loved. I love you. And I'm so grateful for you being here and sharing your time and your energy and this present now moment with me. Truly. You could be spending this moment anywhere, and you were naturally gravitated here, and you chose to stuck out and hear what the fuck this crazy bitch is saying. And Mama Cuckoo, I think, is another one of my little nicknames, or the Nutty Squirrel Girl. I don't mind any of them. I'll be crazy. I don't mind being called crazy. Because as we're swimming through all this choppy, chaotic swamp water, I don't know who's really sane, So whatever. You could call me whatever you want. Just don't load up my thing with all that stuff, please. Because, just take what resonates and leave the rest. I say that in a joking manner. But, right, we don't need the excessive. But, if you feel that you need to leave some kind of nasty comment, then, hey, I welcome you to that as well. It's free, you're able to do so. No. Again, energy is energy. So, what we choose to put our energy into, or how we choose to transmute such energy that others choose to throw at us, right? And sometimes we're aware where it's coming from because it's somebody that's actually doing it, right? That we spoke to, or that we're involved with. and some kind of personal, intimate relationship on some level, whether work, play, right, family, etc. And you know, it's important to learn to honor and respect ourselves so that we're creating healthy boundaries. That's really part of the social distancing too. It's like, think if you're a parent, if you were rather, right, because we, and whether which branch you're coming from, you're a child of God, you're a child of love. If you're here, you're meant to be here. You are loved, and you are here for a reason. Don't fuck it up. I love these cards. You hear that? That's coming from the mama too, and whoever else is coming through and through me ancestrally. Because that's part of channeling too. It's just energetics. So how else is the spirit or anything else going to communicate with you? And spirit just means unseen energy. It's all of our thoughts and feelings, or those that have passed and their echoes, and or their consciousness that's still right wherever they have chosen to right freely grow from when they transitioned in that manner. Now we're coming into a different era, right, age of Aquarius. So many are, well, trying to prevent that from occurring, but there's no preventing the inevitable. 1818. And and whatever, it's just like that comes from fear. When we don't understand something, we have fear, or we're misinterpreting it. So we're bugging out and we're thinking like the sky's falling or there's really bad things about to happen. And if we all consciously kind of give one another a group hug, like it's going to be okay, right? And stop talking can mean in the mind, right? So in the head, like slow the thoughts down. And that can take us a lot of time to learn exercises and tools, right, to replace with what we're so used to unconsciously, right, autopiloting to. So again, part of COVID is a blessing. It's to slow down and be grateful for the time, right? And learn to nurture oneself, because that's part of rising the divine feminine and rising our conscious awareness and loving ourselves and caring for ourselves and saying, I care about you. I want you to, and so we're not just running around wondering what's wrong, talking to doctors and friends and complaining and, oh my goodness, we don't have enough. That's bullshit. What don't you have enough of? And I believe there's many that truly don't have enough. So, when it comes down to what we have more of and then what we actually need, and the greed that is attached to the lust, which is also part of the crown virus. In God we trust. I call your bluff. Right? Magnetic money. Aren't we magnetic? So if every time this leaves my hand, doesn't part of my magnetic energy also get taken to another foreign land? It gets pulled away. It's a magnet. It's made of ferro liquid, ferro fluid, right? Which is iron, 2 different irons. And then the different, faces on the bills. Like, you ever put money in a vending machine and wonder how it sees the difference, right, between which bill you're putting in? Money always the same. Like my friend informed me, because I don't remember those such things. Earlier we were having a conversation, a good super close brother, soul family twin flame friend of mine, and love you, Kevy. And he had referred to, yeah, how we got off the gold standard in, I think, 1971, he said. Um, so again, all of our different information is so important because when we put it all together, we have more clarity. So we're not swimming around in magnetic ink, so to speak. Which that could be replaced with anything else too, really. It's like that's not a bad thing is if we're using it for, right, like, because whatever we're going to trade some kind of currency. So if one is not currently coming from an honest, authentic place, and like right now I'm having an equal energy exchange, I'm not charging right for information, you know, I know I'm getting back because it's right, I get fulfilled with. So as I get guided, going through this transition, because I haven't really used money in the last, since like 2016, everything started to, so it's been, right, my house, my jobs, everything I've tried to hold on to was like sand in the water. My children, you know, I've been living in a hotel room for quite a while, over 3 years. So, and I'm grateful for it. I mean, look, I have beautiful like Christmas lights. You know, it's very chaotic and there's so many crazy things that have happened. However, right, don't I have a story to tell? I'm still standing here drinking my tea, talking to you. Thank goodness gods and etc. And you and myself for sticking it out, right? Like give yourself a pat on the back, right? Like fucking good job. But from Armageddon, good job, sir, son. That keeps ringing through my head. Damn good job, boy. That's what he says. Damn good job, boy. Oh, and there's my cue. I'll finish. I'll have to come back because I'm out of time anyhow. Please hit like and subscribe and the little belly bell. And love.